How's you going right there, eh? It's Denny here from Denny Lozy Outdoors. I'm just out and about where I deer hunt normally. It's out for a little walkabout. There's a set of fox tracks right there. Out doing his thing. Nice day out. I think it's minus 5 or 6, supposed to warm up. Anyhow, I'll turn you back on if I see anything else. This is where I was at the other day when I hauled that log out, which is just further up here. Here's a top that I had to cut up just to get through here. Anyhow, we still don't have that much snow yet, so probably going to wait a little bit. Hopefully we can get some more to help haul the logs out. Oh, there's a set of partridge tracks. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Anyhow, I'll turn you back on when I get to that Douglas fir that I hauled out of here. Here's two of those Douglas firs that I've been keeping an eye on, looking to, hopefully waiting for them to fall right down to the ground. See, there's one right there, and the next one is hung right up on that big spruce like I was mentioning earlier. We had a pretty good little windstorm a few days ago, so I was in here looking at it and I could actually even see that root ball was moving back and forth. Doesn't look like it's going to come down though. So either I got to cut that spruce down there, which is a pretty good size. I really don't want to do that. Or try to climb up there a little ways and tie a cable on there and try to pull it down with the tractor. Or it may come down in the wind. Maybe this winter what I'll do is the one that's already down a lot lower, that one way over here, maybe I'll come and start salvaging that one, haul that one out, and wait for this next one here to come down. Anyhow, still no action yet on these ones coming down. I was just, like I said, out walking around doing a walkabout. I thought I'd stop in and take a swing by here and see if it fell down. Anyhow, it hasn't. Here's the spot where that Douglas fir tree fell over across the trail here that I cut out. I had the GoPro set up the other day. It really didn't turn out that great. Like I said in the past, I'm just learning doing this video and stuff. Anyhow, that's where I cut it off. Probably 14 inches there at the butt. I got a 17-foot log out of it. I have one more log here. Probably 12 inches left there. Looks a little soft in the middle there. So obviously this tree was going to come down anyhow. Should be able to get one more log out of there. Like I was saying, I need 4 sill logs that I want to make Douglas fir for my log cabin skid someday. And so I need 8 actually. I kind of screwed that up the other day. I need 8 that I have to splice together, two of them together. So I need 4 that are going to be 21, 22 feet long. So I'm going to cut them probably 12 feet long. That way I can notch them and splice them together. Have 4 of them, and it'll be 16 feet wide. So they'll be spaced accordingly. And then I'm going to cut some spruce. A lot of these spruce trees that fell down, I'll haul those out. And I'm going to make probably like 8 by 2 inch boards, 16, 17 feet long, and notch them into those 4 skids. And then I have a nice platform or deck that I can put my cedar logs on top of that. I'll probably have 9 concrete footers. I believe that's what I'm going to do. I'd like to have a full foundation, but I'm probably not going to do that. And then have that, hopefully this fall, have that all set up on there. Then in the wintertime I can cut my cedar logs down and haul them across the lake. And then haul my mill in the wintertime to that campsite. Then I'll, in the spring or in the summer of next year, I'll start notching my logs and putting them up. So that's the plan, anyhow. First I gotta finish my road, getting in there. This winter, while these Douglas fir have fallen down, I want to harvest them this winter. I probably will mill them this winter. I kind of don't want to, because I think they'll just twist and warp before I even get them mounted next year. Anyhow, I might just stack them up, set them aside, and leave them for a bit, and then maybe mill them in the fall, depending on how far I get with the campsite. Anyhow, I know I'm going over this probably several times in the past videos, but anyhow, that's what the plan is. There's an old set of fox tracks right there. Quite a few sets I've seen so far. Could be the same fox though, cruising around. Anyhow. Like I said, just out for a little cruise. This is a spot that I deer hunt in. I'll show you up through here. There's quite a few old apple trees along this trail that I've released, I guess. Cut all the trees around, opened it up, let the sunlight in so that the apple trees would grow better, trim them up. They were all not productive. And then over the years I've gone through and cut these trails from apple tree to apple tree. And now the wildlife is using these trails. You can see all the tracks in through here. Probably deer, fox. Anyhow, I missed the trail. There's a little trail here I want to show you. Too busy talking. So down in here there's 2 apple trees that I released. They were in really bad shape. Actually 3 apple trees. So here's some deer activity right here. So this apple tree here fell over. This was all covered in alders. You can see all the branches there. They're the butts that I cut. Some of it's grown back, some of it isn't, which is good. This was all grown over, thick stuff. There's some more deer tracks right in through here. So this is another apple tree right here. The small one, it's blown over, knocked over too. So you can tell I've come in and done some trimming, pruning. I'll come in, see I cut the top off. It's got some shoots there, so I'll come in probably in a month or so, do a little trimming, kind of shape this up a little bit better. And this old one here too, I did a little trimming. I didn't want to trim too much at once. They say it's not good. So that was a couple years ago, so I'll come in now and cut anything that's, well, there's something dead there. There's some that are rubbing, touching, so I'll cut those off, open the center up, try to get everything to grow horizontal. You see these older ones that are leaning over, that's what I want to have. Anything that's shooting way up top, I'll thin it right out, but I won't do it all at once. I'll just come and do a little bit. I'll save all the branches. Anything that's half decent size I'll save for doing smoking fish or meat. And the smaller ones I actually put in to my rabbit hutches where my meat rabbits are, and they chew all the bark off them, so try to reuse everything. And, you know, this was all overgrown, really thick patch in here. You can't see it, well, there's a big fir tree there that I cut off, laying in there, limbed everything up to open up the canopy right here to let the sun comes up actually that way on the other side of that cedar tree, and then comes down, sets way over here down that way. So at least now this is all opened up. These apple trees can get some sunlight, so they'll be more productive. There's a couple of cedar trees. This was really thick in here. I could barely walk in here, so I just limbed it all up, threw everything all over to one side. All those branches. That was probably 3 or 4 years ago, so still pretty good shape. These altars are coming up a little bit, but not too bad. Anyhow, there's probably 5 or 6 areas like this. Anywhere where I found some old apple trees over the years, I came in, opened them up, and now that's given some food for the wildlife in here. Anyhow, that's all for now. Here's another spot. Probably, I don't know, 30 yards from those last 3 apple trees. There's 2 apple trees here, kind of one coming up. Part of it blew over. Seemed to all blow over here. There's a lot of apple trees that blow over, which kind of really sucks. But one shoot kept growing. So I actually let that one grow so that eventually, if this one eventually gets bad, I'll just cut it off. And there's a bad fork right there. I got to eliminate one of those. But you can see all the new shoots that kind of took off. So I got to come in and trim those down and just keep these main branches going. It's hard to tell right now in the snow, but there was a lot of growth here. A lot of just junky stuff. And then what I do is I throw it all in one pile, or a couple piles. There's a pile there. So that gives habitat for rabbits and squirrels and mice. And so I usually try to throw down 2 or 3 bigger logs first, and then throw all the branches and stuff on top. So it gives them a little spot to run in and hide under. Same thing there. There was an old dead spruce or an altar tree there. Then I threw all the stuff on top. kind of gives them some cover. Anyhow, there's still a couple of spruce and, well, there's one spruce and a fir, Douglas fir, kind of in the way. They should really come down. And that birch tree, because the sun actually comes up through here, so there's that yellow birch, 2 Douglas firs, a white birch, and then in the background over there, there's a Douglas fir on the other side of the trail. And if they were all down, that would open this right up. So, except for this big spruce here, but I'll probably leave that. And then that would open this whole canopy up for these apple trees to really thrive. There's some fox tracks. I just want to give a shout out to NB Wildman. Right there at the base of that spruce tree, I used his recipe for deer jam. And that was during deer season, or well before deer season. Anyhow, I used his recipe. You can check his channel out. Can't remember exactly what was in it. It's like some warm water, 2 liters of warm water, ice and sugar, salt, some cherry jello, some Surto, I believe that's it, and another 2 liters of apple juice. Stir it all up and then kind of leave it overnight. Turns into some kind of like a jelly kind of mixture. And then you come and put it on the ground. So this is where I have my deer spot. Like I did a video on my ladder stand. There's my ladder stand right over there. There's actually my trail camera, probably taking a video of me. Anyhow, got a nice 10-pointer here this year. Called it, had a nickname for it called Caribou because it looked like a caribou. I was sending live video and pictures of it to my buddies, saying it was the last caribou in New Brunswick. Anyhow, the whole time I was checking my trail cam, and kind of over there in that spot right there, I put some apples out for the deer, or does actually. So that's my bait usually, keep the does around. Anyhow, I kept getting video footage of the deer over here, and actually the bucks, more bucks. I had 3 actually really nice bucks in here, and I forgot all about this deer jam being here, and they kind of dawned on me why they were here. I forgot all about it. This, you can't tell right now, this was all chewed up and eaten up. The ground was all kind of pawed up. Anyhow, it works. I told another buddy of mine, he used it, worked for him also. Anyhow, just thought I'd share that with you. The stuff really works. The nice thing about it is, you know, you can kind of do this early in the season before any apples are out and about. Doesn't seem to matter around here because I got all these apple trees, these wild apple trees around. Anyhow, I'm gonna show you down this trail here. There's another apple tree that I thinned out. Here's something else I wanted to just record here. There's a spruce tree with it's just infested with burls. That one laying on the ground has it also. The one laying on the ground, I think I might cut up sometime, haul out of here, use it to make table legs or something, like an outdoor table I want to make for my outdoor kitchen. But anyhow, this whole spruce tree is just full, even on the branches. Branches are covered. And it's hard to see, but right through there, that spruce tree is covered. That's the actually that's the bottom of that top that just blew over. There it is there. Anyhow, it's kind of strange, but I don't know if it's something in the ground, some type of mineral or something, but it seems like wherever there's one, there's always more than one, I guess. There's several of these trees that have this in this area, and I've noticed that before. There's another spruce tree. I was just over there, but the branches have these burls on them, even way up there. It's weird. The tree doesn't have any, but the branches are covered. Even way up there. Whatever that means, I don't know. There's another spot where I bear hunt. I had a bear stand. There was lots and lots of trees with that. Anyhow, I actually have one of those branches with the burl on it as the door handle for my chicken coop. If anybody else has any ideas what you can do with them. I know the burls like this on the softwood are not as valuable as on hardwood for bowl making, I guess. So here's another apple tree. It's actually doing pretty good now. Since I opened this right up, I got to cut the top down somewhat. These aren't like super valuable type apple trees. They're just apple trees, I guess, that animals eating apples and stuff, and the seeds take off. Anyhow, this is where I've cut all the old, it's old now, but all the trees down. Big pile of slash of brush there. Everything started shooting up again for a little while until the deer came and kept eating it down. Some brush over here. There's a big fir that I cut down. It's hard to tell right now, but it had quite a twist in it, so it wasn't any good for lumber. Anyhow, this is a big swamp in here. This is some high ground. This tree's actually needs some more trimming. Right in here where these are touching, I'm going to come in and cut those. More fork there touching, which is bad for it. Some dead stuff. Make some good smoke wood right there for smoked meat or fish, my smoker. Anyhow, this video is probably starting to drag on quite a bit. When are we around there? 23 minutes. Anyhow, this may never get put on YouTube or anything. I'm just kind of doing this for myself. Keep a record. Anyhow. So there's that apple tree. This trail just loops right around to where my ladder stand is. Anyhow, that's all for now. Talk to you later.